Why am I here? Why? How many times am I supposed to tell you this? They're not ready yet. Not yet. Okay, let me go. Stop bringing me back. They're not ready. Maybe in a few years or so, but not just yet. Okay, believe me. Stop bringing me back. Let me go. Okay, you win. You win. Oh, you're so persistent. I'll share it with them, but if anything happens, it's on you, okay? Hi everyone, it's me, Mycela Quickwitson, your favorite sorceress. Welcome back to the Giggly Potions Academy. Now, me and my conscience have been having a really serious discussion, and she's been pushing me to share something with you. I don't think you're ready. She thinks that you are, so here it goes. For the past few years, I've been working on this potion that I think will benefit many of you. And it's the potion for summoning the will to get through another day of existing with yourself and other idiots. Because, I know how it feels summoning the courage to exist with yourself, get up in the morning and just commute to a pointless job, spend time with people you don't care about, follow society's expectations that you really don't believe in, and just doing something to occupy your mind to distract yourself from the fact that one day you're going to die. Everything is pointless and stupid, and I don't know, you're feeling very miserable about it. Sometimes you even find the courage to step out the door, but then you remember there are billions of other idiots out there. And getting out means crossing paths with thousands of them today. Can't do it. One thing is existing with an idiot like yourself, but existing with billions of other idiots is just too much. So you decide to stay home and never leave the house. Believe me, I know the feeling. So I found the best and most powerful potion for dealing with this. One sip from this potion, and you won't have so much difficulty existing with yourself and other idiots. It's super potent, believe me. If you're interested, follow me to my potion chamber and I'll teach you how to brew this potion. Okay, let's go. Okay, the first ingredient we're going to use in our potion is a cup of who will tell everyone they're idiots. you, you will. Because here's the thing. Every being has a responsibility. They have to take on a certain responsibility in their life. Some take the responsibility of saving lives, others to educate children. Some, become storytellers or performers or comedians or something. Your responsibility is to let everyone know that they're idiots. Big, fat, smelly, miserable idiots. Flawed idiots. Let's not forget flawed. Because humans, they have this big inflated ego. They think there's something special, one of a kind, unique. They're destined to do something great. Their existence has a point. So they take themselves too seriously. They struggle a lot. They put too much pressure on themselves. They put on their suits, go to an office, work 9 to 5. And then sometimes they even neglect some of the most important things in life, not financial things, but very spiritual and moral stuff in their life. You have to remind them that they're flawed human beings who fart, smell, snore, forget where they left the keys, forget people's names, trip and fall, laugh weirdly, are still obsessed with their mommies and daddies even when they're 60, have childhood trauma. Just remind them of this fact. And you are actually doing them a great service. Why? Because you are teaching them to live life in a more light-hearted way. Just take it easy. Don't put too much pressure on themselves. And believe me, you're going to help them lead better and more fulfilled lives. And it actually takes a very wise person to let other people know that they're idiots. And you have to accept that you're an idiot too in order to share this fact with other idiots just like yourself. Are you ready to take on this responsibility? I think you are. Let's stir. And the second ingredient we're going to add to our potion is a teaspoon of you might learn what's wrong with you. Because let's be real, not only are you an idiot, there's also something really wrong with you. So, you think that you're very highly evolved and conscious being. Well, only until recently you were an amoeba or one-celled organism. You think evolution works that fast? It doesn't. Take a second, take a moment, and just touch your tailbone, please. Feel that? That's a remnant of your monkey days. You flawed monkey. So no, evolution doesn't work that fast, and you are a very flawed human being. Now, maybe if you're in your late 20s or your early 30s, you've probably realized that you are traumatized. Well done, congrats, yes, you are. Now, the mystery unfolds. You get to discover what's actually wrong with you. Learn the patterns you've been repeating over and over again that's been preventing you from living your best life. It can be anything, something from your childhood. Maybe you were criticized a lot and now you have self-esteem issues. Maybe you weren't loved properly and now you jump from one relationship to the other looking for the best love, Or maybe you were too praised as a child and you've become very self-centered and you have this huge ego and you'll be having trouble forming meaningful relationships because people find you arrogant or something. I don't know, it could be anything. This is the most interesting part. Get to learn and discover yourself, your patterns, who you really are, and your trauma, and then over time become better and better and catch your patterns very consciously. Then maybe as you uncover your trauma, maybe you can create this album of your childhood trauma, and then you can give this as a gift to your caregivers, to your parents. Oh, such a thoughtful gift. The wisest people say, those who give shall receive. What a beautiful saying. Let's stir. And the next ingredient we're going to add to our potion is a leaf of you'll get to witness your own stupidity. Just this should give you the will to get through another day of existing with yourself. Just waking up in the morning and thinking, I wonder, what a stupid thing will I do today? Because chances are you will do something stupid. Make it a game. Try to guess what a stupid thing you'll do that day, Will you pick up the phone on your grandma knowing she's calling to ask about grandchildren? Will you say yes to the marriage proposal to that person you don't really like, but you feel pressured to be in a marriage because society says so? Will you say yes to your friend that you want to see their baby's photos? Will you accept a boring job because you're convinced you need something stable in your life? There's so many stupid things you can do today. Fun. For example, a few weeks ago, I did something very stupid. I opened up a YouTube channel because I was convinced it was going to give me some purpose in my life, And the only thing it has given me is immense responsibility to entertain people. Stupid, Wake up in the morning and witness your own stupidity, You never know what the day will bring, you stupid idiot. Let's stir. And the next ingredient we're going to add is a pinch of, you'll get to see whether wisdom comes with age. Really, wouldn't you like to witness this? This should give you the will to get through another day, and another one of existing, just to get, until you're 70 or 80 and see whether this is true. The thing that old people have been spreading around, that wisdom comes with age. You will get to see if this is true for yourself. Wouldn't you want to see how it feels like to be wise? Because you already know how it feels like to be an idiot and traumatized. Wouldn't you want to experience wisdom as well? And then share your wisdom with the rest of the world, with the younger generations, tell your truth, the lesson you've learned. Well, sounds lovely. Or maybe you'll learn that everything is a hoax invented, created by old people to convince younger generation that getting old is okay, so we don't get very hopeless. Or maybe they've been doing this to lie to themselves because they feel terrible about being old. get old and find out, because it's very interesting. Let's see. And if you get old and don't get wiser, it's your responsibility to let everyone know that it's all been a hoax. It's your responsibility to do this, okay? Another responsibility. I know I'm throwing out responsibilities to you. Please accept it. You have to do it, because if it turns out that wisdom doesn't come with age, that means that as we age, we only get more boring and wrinkly and a burden and demented. Get old and find out the truth. Let's stir. And the last ingredient I'm going to add to our potion is a splash of do it for the fun. What do I do with this? It's fun when I use magic. So what this means is just stay alive for one more day. Get through another day of existing with yourself and other idiots for the fun of it. Just to see what a stupid thing we're all going to do collectively as society. The options are endless, Just observe everyone from the sidelines thinking, what a bunch of idiots. Look at them go. Look at them rush to work, rush to pick up the kids from school, sit in their cubicles, pretending they're doing something meaningful, consume some boring, pointless information just to not think about death. Look at them, bunch of idiots. And then you wonder, you might get to see how we're going to destroy ourselves, Maybe it's going to be a virus or nuclear war or sociopathic presidents. It can be anything, you're going to have so much fun just observing everything. Give a meaning to your existence. It can be anything. You have to have some meaning. My meaning personally that I'm sharing with you is this one. I'm just enjoying, I'm having so much fun, seeing how we're going to mess ourselves up and mess this world. Maybe eventually the world is going to spit us out. Who knows? Let's stir. Our potion is all ready to be bottled up. And that's it for today's lesson. I hope you learned a thing or two, or at least I made you giggle. Or maybe I helped you realize that any fool can open up a YouTube channel and pretend they know what they're talking about. Don't listen to me. I'm talking nonsense here. But something is bugging me. And you know what? It took me around 4 hours to create this lesson for you. And it took you, 10 minutes to watch it? Do you think that's fair? No, really, do you think that's fair? I don't think it is. So, if you want to make it up to me, just a suggestion, if you want to make it up to me, why don't you subscribe to my channel? And also, while you're at it, why don't you also subscribe to the Giggly Potions Academy newsletter? I'll leave the link in the description box below for you. And before we go, don't forget this. It's very important. Potion brewing is cheaper than therapy. Okay, cheers. Toodaloo.